We are previewing Week 2 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we are talking with returning guest Troy West. By this point, you all know who Troy West is. Last week, Week 1, he covered 3 NFL games with us in videos. Should we be surprised by this? 3-0, a complete sweep for Troy West with us last week. Troy, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks a lot, Pete. You know, sometimes we start to surprise ourselves over here at allplayswin.com. We swept the board. Again, this isn't our full card, but an outstanding weekend overall for allplayswin.com. Moving into Week 2, we're going to keep pushing and pushing. Our goal is to run the table the whole season, Pete.
I don't know how you do it, Troy, and at this point I'm not even really questioning it. I still think you might have sold your soul to the devil at the crossroads, but however you do it is fine with me. Let's see what you have to say. First game, Miami at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a 2.5-point home favorite. That's juiced, or you can get 3 at underdog odds. The total is 42.5. The Colts, of course, squeaked by Oakland in Week 1, and Oakland played a lot better than expected. Miami beat a struggling Cleveland. Brandon Weeden did not look very good. I'm looking at this, obviously there's a lot that Miami has to recommend them. Tannehill is playing a lot better. He's going to be a good quarterback for a while, I think. But the line just strikes me as a little bit low. Andrew Luck does not throw interceptions, and it's going to be a completely different challenge shutting him down than it was Weeden in Week 1 for Miami. And, Luck had some issues with, not such great protection in Week 1. If he gets better protection here, I have to think Indianapolis gets the win and covers 2.5. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, great points, Pete. It's an interesting game because that line is a little weird. You think it would be more in the 5 to 7 range.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, it's very weird to me. But one thing that I really do think is, Miami, they went on the road last week. They got to go on the road again this week, where the Colts were home last week. They're home again this week. I think the Colts kind of took the Raiders for advantage. I think they thought that was going to be an easy win. They jumped up 14-0 early and then kind of just went into autopilot. Still held on, still won the game. Wins are wins in the NFL. But I think they're going to play much better in Week 2. I think you might see Miami a little more run down, being on the road twice, a little more fresh Colts team. I do think the Colts get them by a touchdown. I'm not sure they're going to blow them out. I think Miami's defense is too good to get blown out. But I think the Colts do prevail by at least a touchdown. I think they could even get them by at least double digits.
I completely agree with you, Troy West. A blowout, probably not, but minus 2.5, got to think there's some value there. What do you think about the over? Because the total's pretty low, considering how good both these offenses are. 42.5. Andrew Luck makes things happen. He's mostly a passer, and Tannehill's great. They didn't get the ball to Mike Wallace last week. They're probably going to do that a lot more this week. I would normally be looking towards an over at a line this low with these two offenses, don't you think?
I would agree with you. I'm going to stay away from it, but I'm sure as hell going to keep my eye on it. It is very low. I'm not sure. The line's low, the total's low. I'm not sure what Vegas is really thinking here. If they're just kind of throwing stuff out on this game or what, or they know something we don't. But I would agree, both teams do like to throw the ball. Luck's offense is pretty quick pace for the most part, so kind of surprised to see it at 42. But then again, they held the Raiders under 20. We'll see what happens this week. The Dolphins defense held Cleveland under 20, so it'll be interesting, Pete. I'm looking forward to seeing the total, but let's roll with the Colts in this one.
Indianapolis, minus 2.5. Troy West's first pick of Week 2 with us. Thanks so much, Troy.
Thanks a lot, guys.